Hey guys! So before I start, I wanted to say thank you for being patient with me. Um, Last thing I told you is that I had some bad news, I think, and I had to take some time to spend with family because somebody close to me passed away. I don't want to say unexpectedly because it's been coming for for a couple of years, and yeah, doesn't make it any less sad, and he's going to be very missed. And even now, it's been almost 2 weeks. It's still, well, 2 weeks is still fresh, but life goes on, and I'm keeping busy. So I want to say this recipe is going to be a chaos again, but all my videos are. So let's make an apple and potato cake from the Irish tea time recipe bookie. Okay, let me see. I think I've got everything ready, but I said that before, so I never read the top part. And this top part starts with this autumn cake. It's spring, you know. Originally baked on a grill, was traditionally served at Halloween, when a lucky ring would be hidden in the apple filling. Well, I'm not going to do the ring. I'm not sure why. I have to look up why they put a ring in. What's the ring doing in there? It's like, I know a coin in there for luck, but a ring, is that like if you get it, you get getting married the next year or something? I don't know. Anyway, I boiled some potatoes and I'm preheating my oven 200 Celsius, and I have melted some butter. I'm going to add that to my potatoes and then make a mash. And I read the instructions, and that was strange to me because I have to make it half an inch thick. It's like this, a little bit bigger than a centimeter, like 1.2 centimeter. So that's pretty thick. Anyway, I made a mash. Am I going to worry about lumps? Nah. We're going to need it too, so I think I'm going to be safe. Take off my rings. Add flour, salt, and sugar. So I've got some flour. And then I've got some sugar. It says white or brown, but lately I'm getting more and more confused about the types of sugars. Like the brown, this is light brown sugar, and then let me see if this is a dark brown, and we have this in white too, and then you have the, let me see, where's the, this kind of sugar. It's like so many kinds of sugar. And I need, yeah, white or brown, so. I'm not sure if I used the right kind now, because I need 2 teaspoons of sugar and 30 grams of the brown sugar, and I think I used the wrong one, but or all the sugar and mashed potatoes need to form a pliable dough, divide in half to roll out to that 1 centimeter thick, arrange apple slices, place on a baking sheet, brush with milk, 25-30 minutes. Remove the top. Okay, yeah, but let's remove the top, sprinkle up with butter flakes, sugar and spice. So I'm going to leave that sugar in for now. I think I mixed the sugars. See? So confusing. Anyway, let's mix this. I think I should have used the other sugar in this. And I need a pinch of salt. From this, I really like this, but the lid is going to... So every time I open this, I've got salt everywhere, so a pinch. When I made the mash, or cooked the potatoes, let's say it like that, I didn't put any salt in the water. So I'm hoping this salt is enough. That's pretty good combined, I think. So, and I'm already, I already divided the recipe. It's not my recipe. This recipe in half. So normally you use double or the amounts that I use. So I was talking about 15 grams of the brown sugar. And in the recipe it says 30 grams or 1 ounce, you know, so. This is the amount. So let's take roughly half and then roll it out. Or roll it, I don't know. I don't think it's pretty. It's not really rollable. I need 15 grams of flour, so we'll see. So, apple. I think I got so much, way too much apple. Maybe let's do something a bit different because this is not working for me. I'm going to add some more. There's my spoon. I had a flour spoon. There's my flour spoon. I think I'm going to add a little bit more flour just to make it a little bit more kneadable. And maybe less potatoey. And even if I need it a bit like this, there's going to be less pieces of potato in here, but maybe I'm doing things wrong and I was doing it right until I added more flour. So this looks more like a dough, you know, with a little bit more flour. I still can feel little pieces of potato in here. Let's do the other 1, 2. Like, I'm not sure if you can see the difference. Maybe these can still use a little more, but I don't want to stray too much from the book. The first time I have this rule when cooking and baking, even more with cooking than with baking, but when I buy one of those packages of meals that you have to add vegetable, add this, add such, then I follow the recipe the first time, and then the second time I allow myself to make the changes. Like, you need, I have one of those. Let me show you one of those. these. And it just says add chicken, carrot, cucumber, onion, yogurt, and creme fraiche. So the first time I made this, I added all of these, what they say I needed to add. So I made this yesterday, and I added a little bit less creme fraiche and little bit less yogurt, just because, well, taste. I made it so it was more to my taste. So I've got a piece of paper. I don't think I have to roll it out. I think but it says divide in half. I did it. Roll out each half on a lightly floured surface to form 2 rounds about 1.5 inch, so the 1 centimeter. But I think I have 1.5 half. Did I say 1.5? Half an inch, and I think I have half a centimeter, so maybe less than 1/4 of a inch. So let's arrange this. I've got 1 apple, but I think that's still too much. It's a bit too big. And then I think it says I need to cover this with the other half. I think I only need half an apple. My apple, well, it says that I need 250 grams of apples for the whole recipe. My apple, after peel and core, was like 112, so it's less than half, and I'm still using less than half I already had. So let's pack it with apple, and then arrange the apple slice over one round and top with the other. So I have to make this as big as that. But why top it if I have to take it off again? Let me grab a little bit of flour. It looks way easier if I just bake it like this. So I'm just sealing the edges. It's pretty sticky, so I'm feeling comfortable just doing it like this. No more, no less than this. Bit of a strange recipe, but I had the apple left. I've still got more apples left. I thought, let's make apple potato cake and use all my apples, and now I only used half. Okay, so the oven is ready. That was not smart. Brush with a little milk and bake for 25 to 30 minutes. I've got some milk. Oven. And most of these recipes in this book need longer than what the book says. I'm sorry, I was lost for a moment. So I'm going to do the 30 minutes, and I think this will be okay with 30. I'm going to look at how brown it is after the 30 minutes. And then I'm going to prepare some cinnamon sugar, like a spoonful of sugar and maybe a teaspoon of cinnamon. I've got ground cinnamon. Because, it says a pinch of ground ginger or cinnamon, and I like cinnamon better, I think. So, yeah, I'm back. I'm going to be back after 30 minutes. Okay, the oven just beeped. Haven't taken a look, so... Oh, so nice and warm. I was wearing a sweater in between filming, but I was searching for something. So I was moving and all, so I took it out for a moment. Oh, this looks pretty nice, let me... A bit strange. So, it has to go in the oven again for a couple of minutes after I put on some more. He says, remove from the oven and carefully remove the top. Sprinkle the apple with butter flakes, sugar, spice, replace the top and return to the oven for 2 to 3 minutes. So let me grab I think I need a different kind of knife. One of those. These. Carefully remove the top. Let me know how you think if the dough turned out, if you ever make this, because I can imagine that this is not a daily recipe. So I think I'm brown, so let's open it up. I think the apple is cooked. So it says 15 grams, but I'm not sure if 15 is necessary. So just some flakes of butter. And then my cinnamon and sugar. Good. I think I used half of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I used a full tablespoon for this. Right now, with the sugar, I don't think it really mattered. The only thing that matters is the dough, how the difference, but I have to compare. How much do I use of this? I don't want the cinnamon to overpower, so I think I'm doing it like this. I think I have half left. So put the top back on, and it's going to be back in the oven for 2 to 3 minutes. So I think I'm just going to do 3. Let's wait, because I'm going to let it cool down for a bit too, because the hot sugar isn't that nice. So 3 minutes, 15 minutes cooling time, and then we'll have the taste test. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's a bit brown on the top. It's not. It's still a bit flimsy, if you understand what I mean. But look. So the only thing I hope is that it doesn't really taste like potato, because that would be weird, right? Apple and potato. That's. I think I have told you about this Dutch recipe with apple, potato and molasses called hete bliksem, like hot lightning. A weird name. But the boyfriend really loves it. And I never make it, because I didn't really like it. So, but this tastes like something very, very familiar, but I can't. But yeah. My brain is not working at the moment, because it does not taste like potatoes. but the texture is so weird. It is like, I don't know, mashed potatoes, but the apples are so soft. It's like, I hate to say it, forgive me for saying this, but it's a bit of baby food. The texture is like, well, I can't remember the last time I ate baby food, but it's like very puree. But with some whipped cream or something, and some, I don't know. It's good, but I'm speechless. I really thought that I wouldn't like it, or that it would taste like potato, because there was a lot of potato and not much else. So yeah, apple and potato cake, potato cake from Irish tea time recipes. So yeah, I'm going to save this. The rest is going to be dessert tonight, I think. Maybe a little bit now, but anyway. Thanks for watching, and we'll do another recipe next time.